Welcome to the Pocket Spells Q&A session. We are live. I suppose we'll wait for people to join us. See if anyone does. I suppose whilst we're here, we could talk about the video game itself. An exploration themed indie adventure 2D RPG interactive experience. Hey, I made it. It's quite good. I think it's good anyway. Something that I've always wanted to do. It's what I would like my career to be in. So I went to university, the University of Hull, and did design for digital media. Graduated with a 2-2. It was quite tough going, to be honest. But it was good hands-on experience. Minus you, it was in the middle of the recessions and the things it was naff. Couldn't get a job, couldn't get employed, so I went to university and got a degree. It was quite good. Got a degree, got some hands-on physical experience with the industry, with the software. Learned how to use the Adobe package. Still, here I am using MS Paint. MS Paint, of all things. Why MS Paint? Because it was the only software that my second-hand £115 laptop would run. So I did all the artwork in MS Paint. For the giggles. So basically, was it? I sat there one night, I think it was early November, late November time. We sat there scrolling through scrolling through Steam's sales. And the RPG Maker franchise came up, 50% off or something. So I couldn't afford the more recent entries, but Maker XP was about £2.99. So I picked up the RPG Maker XP and started playing around with it. Whilst I was at university, I actually picked up the VX Ace model. Played around with it a bit at university, but I was preoccupied. I was busy with things, coursework, etc. I didn't have the full time to commit to it. So it just sort of sat in my collection, and I played around with it a bit, got a little bit familiar with it, and then just sort of left it. So I thought, right, I kind of know how to use this software. We'll see what this is like. And then just basically sat there for a year and created Pocket Spells. Not bad, right? If anyone's played it. The demo was doing quite well. 1,300, 1,400 people have picked up the demo and tried it out. We've got about 80 odd journalist copies, the review keys. About 80 of them have gone out. Somebody has purchased the DLC. I imagine it's the one of the review copies, which is quite good. That's not bad for a completely unknown, unmarketed, unpublished video game. That's quite good going. Um, People of Brazil, of the Game Hall guys, they've done a review. They've done a written article, which was good of them. Very good. It's worth reading. They had some kind things to say, but the translation was horrific. It was like really bad English. It was things like weren't sentenced correctly and things, and it just sounded a bit, you know, seasonal. But they had some kind things to say. They said that the product, the game itself was surprisingly engaging, um, worthwhile. They found themselves playing it more than they intended to, just to see what happened. Things like this. Um, there is a link to the actual review itself on the Steam store page. The comments, the reviews, the scroll beneath the thing. There's a link to it on there. So yeah, please, if you check this out at a later date, please feel free to pick that up and see what they say. A couple of guys have picked it up, shared it through TikTok, things like this. There's the little intro, sort of a 10-second video. Very good of them, very, very kind. Some Russian guy picked it up. I think his Twitch was Knife TV. So this guy picked it up. Claims that he had some technical difficulties and that the game wouldn't start properly and things like this. I think he's got a 10-minute Twitch video of him just sat there for 10 minutes with the Pocket Spouse screen on, just going and going and going. So fair play, eh? So yeah, things are going reasonably well for an unmarketed video game that just appeared out of nowhere. Um, she's only 7 months old, so it's early days yet. Um, I really do need a few more sort of streamer guys to pick it up and give it a go, so the people know it exists, people know it's a thing, people can see if they enjoy it, which is the main purpose of this. For them to purchase my video game and enjoy themselves for 30 to 50 hours. What's wrong with that, eh? So yeah, um, an arduous development cycle because I was actually sat living on unemployment at the time. I still am, but because now I have Pocket Spells on the market, I'm actually registered as self-employed. How good is that? I'm still only getting unemployment money, um, but hey, that could change at any point, really. A couple of hundred people might decide, yeah, why not? We'll pick that up. We'll see what that's about. It, the Pocket Spouse is currently 25% off at the moment. I think it runs at about, I think that's £11 20, 11.25 in Great British pounds currency. Um, so yeah, you can pick the base game up for 15 quid. And you can pick up the DLC that's available for a fiver, I think. So you can get the complete package for just under 20 quid. Cheap as chips, enjoyable. Please, crack on. Enjoy, check it out. Check out the demo, see if you enjoy it. The demo is quite limiting, but it pretty much showcases all that's on offer in the video game. But locks out 3 of the main areas around the main area, the main house area with your market stall and your farmland, couple of cliffs, some neighbouring houses. There's only a couple of enemies in the demo, but it showcases what combat's like and gives you a decent enough feel for the game. The main fancy skills, they're locked out of the demo. You only get a little taster, you get a brief glimpse. It's only your spouse in the demo as well. There's no additional party members. You don't get access to the shops. You only get access to a couple of weapons in a starting chest. Just to give you a feel, to see if you enjoy the title, see if you enjoy the video game. That's what demos are for. What else do we? Oh yeah, there's a hidden additional boss in the demo. For you to stumble upon. I'm not quite sure if you'll be able to actually finish the boss unless you're pretty much just grind for 100 hours. But that's not what video games are all about. That's not what video games are about. You shouldn't just sit there and grind for 100 hours. There should be meaning and reason to the grinding. So yeah, there is that for you to find. There's that for you to stumble upon, and whilst you're adventuring, exploring, yeah, it just gives you a taste for what's to come in the main release, really. The main release I released September 11th, 2025. I took myself away and I sat in a pub to celebrate, and I released it in a pub. Sat and had a pint. It was well earned. Like I say, at the time, it was nice to get out of my my little unemployment 1-bed flat for a while because I pretty much just sat there for a year and just full steam the video game. Just me, myself, I. It was a long process. It was very arduous. I didn't quite know how to use the software completely, so that delayed things. But I've learned. I've made a fully competent product. It's there. It's playable. I've been an avid fan of video games since I was young, since I was 10 or so. It's pretty much all I've done with my youth. Like I say, it's my intended career. It's what I want to work in. It's what I want to do with life. It's how I would like to earn my money. So I just did it. Sat there and thought, nah, we'll actually make a video game. And there it is, Pocket Spells. Pocket Spells is born. So yeah, development long, arduous. There was a lot of things that I didn't know, so there was a lot of researching online how to do things, how things worked in the program, in the software. I'm glad that I spent time with the software. It's given me some practical knowledge. It's good to see how things work and how things operate. Um, it was pretty difficult. Some things. I was limited by lack of assets, um, lack of industry standard software to make my own art assets and things. So it's a bit of an experimental thing. But it is something I've always wanted to do. Like I say, I've played video games since I was about 10. It's something I've always been interested in. It's a lifelong passion. I've sat mastered the greats. I learned from the Nintendos. I learned from the Sonys. Played the greats of the youth. Sat there, absorbed a craft, and put it into practical use. Um, so yeah, go me. Celebrating the land of the pocket spots. Um, I they yeah, we made pocket spells. Me, myself, and I made pocket spells. Isn't that good of us? Eh? So yeah, um, pretty much played everything worth playing on a Nintendo. Pretty much played everything worth playing on a PlayStation, on the 360. Um, Picked up a PS4. Pretty much played a few great things on that. And then just hit a load of unemployment and couldn't keep up to date with the industry. I haven't even played anything on a PS5 yet. I have no idea what the current status of the industry is. Haven't played anything past PS4. Decided to make something instead. So hopefully, fingers crossed, people will see what they like. People will pick it up and give it a go, and um, we can then dedicate time and effort into future projects. I have a couple of things in the pipeline. They all started development at roughly the same time. Um, there was an upcoming RPG project called Crossroads, which is more of a traditional RPG, um, set I guess you could call it a spiritual successor. It's sort of set in the same sort of universe as Pocket Spouse. It shares some themes, shares some ideas, but it's not a direct sequel. Um, so I'm going to focus on that. Get a store page up, get a demo together, go through the sort of traditional marketing process with it. Maybe try and pay for a bit of advertising and stuff. Let people know it's there. I'm also going to plan on doing this for the Pocket Spouse as well. But it's literally a question of finding money to do this. I have another horror project in the works. I started all three projects together. Pocket Spouse, Crossroads, and what's it called? It's called Dead Rent. It's sort of a small indie horror project that's, I suppose, a little bit quirky. It's, again, separate to Pocket Spouse, but it's related in a kind of way. But I won't go into too much detail on that. I'll let people pick it up and try it and figure that out for themselves. Um, Crossroads, like I say, it plays with more traditional RPG formulas. I'm going to get a bigger map in there. I'm going to really play around with story and things like this, because whereas Pocket Spouse has its own concise story, it tells its own concise thing. It's not really developed much. It's kind of left there for the player to find and stumble upon at their own pace, rather than telling a traditional sort of beginning, middle, end story. It's sort of not quite convoluted, but it's sort of open for the player to find these things at this point, this item at this point, things like that. So again, designed this way, designed so that the player can approach anything in the game sort of open-endedly and have it all kind of make sense in a sort of concise, structured way. But it's up to them to find these things, piece it all together, um, and things like this. Um, Dead Rent, though, it will tell a sort of more concise story. A little bartender woman wakes up in the middle of a sort of zombie apocalypse with things to do. She again has to explore her surroundings, find survivors, try and figure out what's happening. Again, like Pocket Spouse, it's designed with replayability in mind, and again follows a sort of open-ended structure. Um, but again, it's a work in process, so um, things might change on that front. I don't know. We'll find out. I plan on getting a demo together soon for both products, getting store pages, getting it sort of established and out there, drumming up a bit of in development publicity and things like this that I didn't do for Pocket Spouse. Pretty much because I was more focused on getting the product together and boring things like affording the food shop, finding money for bills that is impossible without an income, things like this. Um, so yeah, um, Pocket Spouse is out. Pocket Spouse is released. Dead Rent, I might look at releasing sort of later in the year, maybe even around Halloween time. I might even go for an October launch with that. Crossroads at the moment, I'm not sure. Maybe even towards the end of this year or within the first sort of 6, 7 months of next year. But I've got a few ideas for that. I've got a few things that I want to really explore and dig into with that, and uh, really play around with the software now that I've got a basic grasp of it, and really create something worthwhile and enjoyable for all. Um, so yeah, this is meant to be a Q&A session. Unfortunately, there's no one here to ask questions. So, yay! Hey. So yeah, um, a little bit of info, a little bit of history about pocket spells there. A little bit of background about myself, maybe. Like I say, um, late 30s, unemployed, single, graduate. Grew up in Yorkshire. Um, had some fun, thrilling experiences in life. Um, Not really quite sure what else to say. Um, Not really me, video game fan. Love fantasy, love film, love narrative, love anything story based. I'm an avid reader. Um, I really love the quirky and odd things in life, the niche things, the things that pass the masses by. Um, um, things that tend to steer away from sort of conventional norms. Um, Really quite sure what to say. Uh, Employment history. Done a ton of fast food. Done a ton of task food. Done a ton of fast food, retail, bar work, menial things like this. Um, Never really got as far as anything career based. I find retail really boring, if I'm honest. It's just a way to pay the bills for me. Um, but I have been in work since I was about 15. First started washing cars, then I sold ice cream. I worked in a Burger King for a while. That was quite good fun. Um, Worked at a Tesco's checkout. That was thrilling. That was enjoyable. Um, I've done cash converters. I worked at Game for a bit. Worked in a couple of restaurants, things like this. Nothing ever really took my fancy beyond paying the bills. Um, and then 2009, the global recession hit. Struggled in employment ever since. Went back to university. Thought I'll go back to education. I'm sick of being unemployed, doing nothing. So I went to university for 3 years, got my degree, and tried to crack on. Again, struggled to find employment. So here we are, 2025, 2026. Gone self-employed, released a video game. Um, Great fun. I really do hope people pick it up and enjoy it. Uh, yeah. Um, Employment. Thrilling history. um, Not really sure what else to say. Development cycle, a bit about pocket spells. The aim of the game, quite literally, the aim of pocket spells is make up your own mind. Explore the island home, get familiar with your spouse, enjoy yourself. See what the island throws at you. Um, there's enemies there. There's the Hunters Guild with the bestiary. There's couple of quests kicking about here and there. It's up to you to explore and find these things. Explore your island. Enjoy your new homestead. Um, Really, truly, it's entirely up to the player. Like I say, there's enemies there. You don't have to fight them. You don't have to level up your character. You can completely ignore them and just get by with your day-to-day marketing and farming. Um, there's a few businesses on the island. You can invest in them and boost your daily revenue, get by quicker. Um, But yeah, there's a DLC which increases the island, gives you a couple of new areas to explore and wander around. Again, it's entirely up to the player. Um, you can completely ignore these side quests and just sit there in your house and read in front of the fire. Again, that's your choice. That's entirely up to you. But these things are there. They're there for you to find. They're there for you to explore and see what your take on them is. There's the bestiary. There's the guilds. There's a couple of odd eccentric things here and there for you to stumble upon and find. Do please check it out. Give it a go. But again, you can completely ignore all these things. Just sit in your house, read a book, eat your crops, get by in life. It's entirely up to you. It's your choice. But then again, you can go entirely the other way. Make your spouse an unstoppable powerhouse that just obliterates anything in their path and rid the island of all the pests, all the creatures, all the critters. Um, which is fun as well. It depends on your character, depends on the spouse that you make, depends on what you yourself would like to do with your spouse. It's your spouse, it's entirely up to you. One of the main well, definitely one of the main draws of the game is that's it. It's up to you. What do you want to do with your spouse? I can't tell you what to do with your spouse. It's your spouse. You give it a go. You try. um, it's not open-ended. The game does have an end. Um, but again, that's for you to find. Um, so yeah. Mundane everyday life is pretty much the goal, but with a little fantasy twist. It's just a game about a lot of people getting by in life, doing their thing, tending their market, harvesting their crops, looking after their chickens. You know, don't really know what more to say to you. Um, but then again, that's for you to decide. That's for you to pick up. That's for you to enjoy and appreciate. Um, so yeah, do please pick it up, check it out, and give it a go. Um, so yeah, um, suppose I could show you the store page whilst I'm here. So the influences of Pocket Spouse, I suppose you could liken it to Animal Crossing meets the old school Final Fantasies. It's kind of a unique beast. There's nothing really quite like it on the market. Um, yeah. Other influences, there aren't any. It kind of all just came out in my noggin. It was a simple case of um, what assets have I got and how can I shape them into a worthwhile story and make it interesting and engaging for the player in a creative and fresh way. Um, so yeah. Um, so there it is. Uh, there's the Steam page. The playtest is live. It's been live all weekend. A few people have checked it out. So congratulations. Thank you very much for picking it up and giving it a go. The demo's there. It's always available. The playtest I am taking down at midnight. Completely removing it from live status. So if you check this out between when I stop broadcasting and midnight, please hop over, check it out whilst it's still live. It's the full video game, by the way. It's the full release in playtest form. So any avid demo fans, what the full game's like before they decide to take the plunge and spend the almighty $14.99 it costs. Why is it so cheap? Accessibility. Accessibility. It's intended for people to play, to pick up, no matter the situation. Like I say, if you've got no money but you need something to do, it's only 15 quid, guys. It'll run on any system. It'll run on any cheap second-hand laptop for £100. Again, accessibility. Why it was designed this way? For the sake of accessibility, it's 25% off at the moment, guys. £11.24. You have until the 3rd of May to pick it up at this price. This heavily discounted price. You get £3 or £4 off, guys. £2.76. You save currently. So there it is. Please check it out. Pick it up. Curator reviews. Let's see what the curators have said. These guys have all played it. They've picked it up. They've got some beautiful things to say. A cozy life and exploration sim. Explore deep woods and open beaches. The Hunters Guild, fabled bestiary. Right, okay. Cozy life sim packed with charm. Farm, fish, craft, and explore with your chosen partner while building the cutest fantasy life together. Magnifique. Again, all these reviews recommend. Everything's recommended. Recommended. Please play. Pocket Spouse is a charming life sim where farming, fishing, and romance blend into one cozy adventure. A beautiful pixel world and fun choices make every day feel wholesome. Eh? Such kind words there from Adax Gaming. Such kind words. Heartfelt. Whereas the Awesome Games review group claim charming island life with 8 romance options, rich exploration, cozy homestead quests, and a beautiful world to lose yourself in. Nice, eh? Um, Gloves. Whereas says you choose one of 8 spouses, settle into your luxury homestead and farm, explore island life, join guilds, fight wildlife, and enjoy cozy life and adventure mix. Nice. Thank you, Gloves. Thank you, Mr. Gloves Man, doing gloves things. Uh, the biggest lake giveaways. These guys were one of the first people to actually pick up a review copy. So I was quite happy that I was. Claim it is a 2D RPG slash farming sim where crash. You farm, craft, fish, hunt, and explore forests, beaches, and a castle town. Choose a spouse, equip them for battles, and shape your cozy adventure life. It's very nice of them. Very, very good. Thank you very much, biggest like giveaway people. Indie site claim you choose from 8 unique spouses. Explore a luxury island homestead with farmland, guilds, castles, deep woods, and beaches. Adventure and surprises await everywhere. Fantastic. Thank you, Indie. Some Russian people are speaking in Russian, so I have absolutely no idea what they are saying. Um, but thanks anyway. Mixed Games Fever from Russian land doing Russian things. The best RPG and farming sim with a heavy emphasis on exploration. This is a refreshingly raw take on the genre. You choose and guilds, moving. Thank you very much, best RPG. Such kind words. Whereas the gaming consultant claims that life unfolds through trade, farming, marriage, trapped in a darker fantasy tale. Um, Strong progression, varied activities, and meaningful choices create a tense loop that keeps pulling you back. So there it is. They've got such kind words to say about. So there it is. That's what the curators are saying. They're saying it's a worthwhile experience. It's refreshingly raw. It's a bit unique. It's recommended and worthwhile. Fantastic. Um, So please do check it out. Such kind words. Thank you very much, guys. So yeah, there is a website as well. But it got suspended. Was performing spammy behaviour and shut me down. Quite literally, all I did was market my video game. So, not quite sure how sharing a link is spammy, but hey ho. But anyway, the website, Pockets.net, not .com, .net. Because .com was not taken. But I just like the way that .net looked. So I gave it a go. I gave my website .net instead of .com. There it is. Again, designed by myself, created by myself. There's the coming soon section. There's the about me. Back when I could afford a haircut and a shave. This is purely financial, by the way, guys. I don't think the look quite suits me. I also have a shop with merchandise. That's available now. 44 items. There's a whole wide range of product. There's homewares, furnishings, clothing. There's a kimono. You can buy a kimono. Look at this kimono go. Where is the kimono? There's the kimono. When it loads. So there's a kimono there. There's jewelry. There's homewares. There's an insulated water bottle so that you can keep things warm and cold. How good is that? Warm and cold. Amazing. There's a jigsaw puzzle. Again, all designed by myself, all created by myself. There's bedding. You can get bedding. A couple of things, because they ship from overseas. It depends what you get. I mean, some things cost $5 to ship. Closer to 12, 15. What you buy. But yeah, a kimono. This is what it looks like on a model. You don't have to purchase the kimono to fully enjoy Pocket Smells, but if you found and have enjoyed your time with my video game, there it is. There it is. Kimono Smells. So yeah, affordable than others. You can get a keyring for less than a tenner delivered. $1. Add that to cart. $11. $11 for an epic keyring. Displays your spouse. Please enjoy the keyring. Hey, should you decide to take your island adventuring further and really appreciate the product for all it's worth. You can get wall hangings, a backpack. I mean, even myself, I think I probably wouldn't pay $60 for a backpack, but I can get one for a tenner at Soccer Spots. But you know, that's a sexy ass backpack with sexy ass logo, so I can fanboy at school. I can sit there in class and go look at my pocket spells bag. You guys don't have a pocket spells bag, but I do. Hey. Um, so yeah, there's a wide range of things. There's a wall clock. There's a desk mat. There's playing cards. A traditional mug. A jigsaw puzzle. Please check it out. See what you think. All the way down to the good old standard shirts, hoodies, and t-shirts. So yeah, check that out. See what you think. Um, so yeah, there it is. There's a shop about us coming soon, and then the homepage that goes into a bit of detail about pocket spells with a cute little naked bum. And then there's Crossroads and Dead Run. Please check them out. So yeah. Still no visitors. So there's no questions to answer. Not my fault. Not my bad. So yeah, there it is. A little bit of background about myself, a little bit of background about the game, a little bit of information. If you're curious, I do hope that you check out my video game. I do hope that you enjoy your time with my product. I do hope that you appreciate my efforts. I don't really know what else to say. So I guess I'll stop. Maybe. Because I can't really think of anything else to say. uh, yeah, do enjoy. Thank you very much for watching. You watch it a later date, I guess.